Hello friends, so is your car losing power, struggling to start, or maybe producing black smoke from the exhaust? If your obd2 scanner is showing code P0254, you're dealing with a problem in the injection pump fuel metering control high, which could be the cam, rotor, or injector. Ignoring this can lead to severe engine damage, poor fuel economy, and some real performance issues. But don't worry. In this video, we'll break down what P0254 means, its symptoms, sensor locations, and how to fix it. Let's get started. P0254 stands for Injection Pump Fuel Metering Control high, which could involve the cam, rotor, or injector. This code pops up when the engine control unit, or ECU, detects that the fuel injection system is delivering way too much fuel, or running at an excessively high pressure. The fuel injection pump is crucial in supplying the right amount of fuel at the correct pressure. If it malfunctions, it can cause hard starting or even a no-start condition, excessive fuel consumption, loss of power and poor acceleration, and thick black smoke from the exhaust. So, here are some common symptoms you might notice if you're dealing with a P0254 code. First, the check engine light will probably turn on. You might also feel the engine running rough or even stalling at times. Another thing is poor fuel efficiency, which honestly nobody wants. You could see excessive black smoke coming out of the exhaust, and sometimes there's a strong fuel smell near the engine. If you ignore this issue, it can actually lead to fuel system failure, clogged injectors, and even catalytic converter damage. To diagnose and fix a P0254 code, you'll need to, locate these key components. Alright, so let's break down the key components involved here. The fuel injection pump, which is typically found on the front of the engine near the timing cover, is responsible for fuel delivery. Then you've got the fuel metering control valve, sometimes called the fuel quantity solenoid, located right on the fuel injection pump. It regulates the fuel flow. The fuel rail pressure sensor, which is mounted on the fuel rail, monitors and sends pressure data to the ECU. Next, there's the camshaft position sensor, or CMP, found on the cylinder head, and it helps regulate fuel injection timing. And finally, the crankshaft position sensor, or CKP, usually located near the engine block or transmission bell housing, ensures proper synchronization of fuel injection. If any of these sensors go bad, you could end up with incorrect fuel pressure readings, which can lead to overfueling and all sorts of performance issues. So, what actually causes a P0254 code? Well, first off, a faulty fuel injection pump. If that pump is damaged, it can inject too much fuel, causing black smoke and rough running. Next, a defective fuel metering control valve. If it gets stuck open, it'll let too much fuel into the engine. A faulty fuel rail pressure sensor is another culprit because incorrect readings can make the ECU command excessive fuel pressure. Then there are electrical issues like wiring problems, bad connectors, or even an ECU malfunction. Corroded or damaged wires can really mess with sensor signals. And finally, clogged fuel injectors' dirt buildup can cause those injectors to stay open too long, leading to excess fuel delivery. Now let's talk about fixing P0254. Step 1, you'll want to inspect the fuel injection pump for any leaks or mechanical failure, and replace it if needed. Step 2, test and clean the fuel metering control valve, and replace it if it's faulty. Step 3, check the fuel rail pressure sensor for incorrect readings and swap it out if necessary. Step 4, inspect both the camshaft and crankshaft position sensors to make sure they're properly synchronized. Step 5, examine all the wiring harnesses and connectors for any signs of damage or corrosion. And finally, Step 6, clear the code using an obd2 scanner and take your car for a test drive to make sure everything's running smoothly. P0254 is honestly a pretty serious issue. It can cause engine misfires, poor fuel economy, and way too much smoke. Fixing it early is definitely the way to go. You'll avoid expensive repairs and keep your car running efficiently. If you want to learn more about obd2 error codes, check out these next videos. P0193, which covers the fuel rail pressure sensor circuit high input, and P0194, which is all about the fuel rail pressure sensor circuit intermittent. And hey, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to IG Garage for more car repair tips.